Ngayon, ang tanong ko ngayon, you've mentioned big names, di ba? Parang ang na-mention mo is, isa sa nagtiwala ka sa mga taong to, nagbigay ka ng 5 million because may nami-mention sila ng mga pangalan tulad ng yung si Man Scarpio, Attorney Man Scarpio, Congressman Pulong Duterte. What made you at least convinced na talagang isang grupo ito at ito sila Nani, ito sila, sino pa yung mga na-mention mo ng mga pangalan, ay talagang magagamit nila, if ever, no, presumed, no, na the allegation is magagamit yung kanilang influence. So what made you convince na itong Davao Group ay talagang sila yung namumuo nito?
Yun nga po. Yung mga container ko nga po is na green lane po lahat. Ang totoo po niyan, kung tutuusin, nabanggit ko lang talaga sila sa congressional hearing nung last time eh. At yun nga po, dahil yun po yung pakiramdam ko na kung bakit nagkaroon ng kamalas-malasan itong buhay ko. Hindi ko po talaga balak na sabihin yung mga pangalan nila ng mga panahon na yun. Marami pong congressman noon na marami nagtatanong, talagang hindi ko po ako handa. So bigla akong nabanggit yun. At yun nga, ako talaga wala naman akong pakialam kung sino
nabanggit mo kasi sinasabi sa'yo.
Opo.
I mean, sinasabi nung mga kaano mo.
Opo, yun po. Gusto kong saklaruhin na wala naman po talaga akong pakialam kung sino man talaga yung nasa tuktok niya na nagmamaniobra sa Bureau of Customs eh. Kung sino pa yan. At ang nagsasabi naman yan sila. Nakita niya naman yung mga text messages. So wala rin naman akong dahilan para siraan itong mga taong ito, sila Paulo Duterte, Man Scarpio.
Naniniwala naman ako sa iyo. Kasi ako naniniwala ako sa iyo na ang gusto mo lang, punto de vista mo is mapaganda yung negosyo mo. And I believe you on that. Ganito lang, gusto ko lang tanungin, yung may na-mention ka na Chinese name na from the place of origin nung itong shipment na to. Ano yung consignee kasi hindi siya accredited dito?
Yun po yung Hongfei. Yun po yung Hongfei export, import. Ako ba?
How is this connected with Michael Yang? Because I've mentioned somewhere the name Michael Yang. I'm sorry, I've heard about Michael Yang. Was it you, Jimmy Guban? Or ikaw ba, Mark?
Siya po yata.
Okay, sige. Gusto ko lang maintindihan. So itong mga, itong kumpanya na ito sa China, wala silang accredit. So they need a partner here, local consignee, tama ba?
Yeah po. Doon po pumapasok.
How many times is this company in China been sending shipments to the Philippines and needed more local consignees? Would you know?
Base po doon sa nakita kong investigasyon doon sa Senate, kasi may logbook sila eh. Marami din silang iba pang mga broker consignee na ginagamit.
Okay.
So, wala na po akong personal knowledge kung ilan.
I think, Mr. Chair, this is very important, no? Kasi if what Mark Taguba is saying, is telling us is true, na itong, pakiulat nga, yung company na yon, yung Chinese company. Hongfei. Now, if this is true, kasi sa kanila galing yung shipment, di ba? Tapos kumuha lang si Mark ng local consignee kasi hindi nga sila accredited sa customs. So they cannot actually do business here in the country. They cannot export. So somebody has to claim ownership over these shipments. If that is true, then I believe we need to go back to how many times has this company been sending shipments? And what are the consignees? Kasi baka naman up to now, hindi natin alam, baka pumapasok pa itong mga ito, di ba? Itong company na ito. So, may I request, Mr. Chair, I believe we have our partner here at the Bureau of Customs. Maybe we can request for that data, no? Para po malaman namin kung paano. Yung shipment na, kasi I'm sure you also have a data with, kung ano yung local consignee, yung shipment, place of origin, yung shipment nitong kumpanya na to, at saka yung mga consignees na nag-claim ng ownership, no, doon sa mga shipment na to. Maybe we can that can help us probably, Mr. Chair.
So Attorney Buko, can you provide the
Yes.
committee data on Hongfei, no? Hongfei ba yan? Hongfei, yung Mr. Richard Chen.
Yes po, Your Honor.
So yung owner ng Hongfei is Mr. Richard Chen, or yung Chinese name niya is Chen Julong. Tama, no?
Yes po, Your Honor.
So I'm sure he has a lot of importations in the past o baka hanggang ngayon meron pa yan. So, pakibigyan ng datos ang committee ito.
Gusto nating tulungan. Yes, please.
Yes, Mr. Chair. We will provide the...
Sige, maraming salamat.
Because we want to help out also customs on how to surveillance and protect our borders from the entry of these contrabands. No, we want to help them out because what I see, Mr. Chair, based on the testimony of Mark Taguba, we're dealing with transnational crimes. National to. Hindi lang ho ito nagkukuha lang sila ng mga partners nila dito sa Pilipinas para lang maipasok yung kanilang shipment. We're talking about how many tons of shabu, diba? It's so shocking to me, Mr. Chair, and it's mind-boggling because the time that 6.7 tons of shabu was smuggled in the country during the time when the Philippines was declared a war against drugs. So parang napaka-ironic kung kailan pinapatay yung mga tao sa daan, tsaka pumasok yung ang laking tonelada ng shabu. So we are looking at transnational crimes here, Mr. Chair. So we want to help out also Customs, our partner agency in Customs. For my last, I think last two questions lang po, Mr. Chair.
Sige, last two questions,
Mark?
Congressman Madjo.
1 year kang nagnegosyo. I mean, sabi mo, 2017, 2018, di ba?
Yes po. Your
Okay. So, ibig sabihin, sa palagay mo ba itong Davao Group na to, nandyan na ba sila? Matagal na? Before your entry?
Honor. Wala po akong
Okay, wala kang
personal
idea. So,
knowledge
maybe
po.
I'll ask Jimmy Guban. Jimmy, narinig mo naman yung testimony ni
Yes, Your Honor.
yung mga sagot ni Mark Taguba. By the way,
Yes, Your Honor.
magkakilala ba kayo ni Mark before itong mga kasong to at yung nangyari?
Yes, Your Honor.
Magkakilala na kayo?
Yes, Your Honor.
Pero have you ever done, business or transaction
No,
together?
nakikita ko siya, Your Honor, sa office ng CIIS.
Oh, pero hindi mo siya kilala like personal na pare, may papasok or wala.
Wala kaming usapan po na ganyan kasi yung tatay niya used to be a former customs, Your Honor.
Okay, so ano yung masasabi mo doon sa sinasabi niyang Davao Group?
That is correct, Your Honor, from the start of 2016. In fact, even yung positioning sa bureau, nanggagaling sa Davao Group.
Okay.
So, kaya si Mark ay nag-i-enroll sa Davao Group para mabilis ang facilitation ng kargamento nila. So, yung 40,000 na sinasabi niya, yun yung may resibo lang na pumapasok sa customs. Maybe 10,000 or 15,000 sa shipping line. Then the rest of that, ay doon na yung sa grupo ng Davao Group.
Okay.
So, regardless na po yun kung anong klaseng kargamento ang papasok, which is kaya nag-proliferate ang illegal drugs, illegal, pati na ho agricultural products, ang dami po noon. Kasi hindi ho kontrolado ng custom officials ang Bureau of Customs. It's the Davao Group that was controlling during that time.
Okay.
Congressman
Yes,
Adjong,
please,
I saw Major Cascolan nodding his head. Does that mean that you are confirming what Jimmy Guban is saying?
Yes, Your Honor.
So alam niyo yung ganong sistema o kalakaran sa loob ng customs?
Sir, it has always been the system, Your Honor.
Okay, would you be able to name people who are behind these kinds of system?
Unfortunately, Your Honor, I've been assigned to the Port of Iloilo for 7 years before I was transferred just this October 2024. Other than that, Your Honor, the happenings during those times, 2016 to present, I do not have much knowledge, but I can get only information through the grapevine.
So grapevine information lang. Pero dun sa post mo sa Iloilo,
Yes, Your Honor.
is this happening?
No, Your Honor, because the Port of Iloilo only just recently had containerized shipment. So before that time, only bulk shipments were brought to Iloilo.
Bulk shipments meaning wala sa hindi containerized.
Yes, Your Honor.
So hindi pwedeng itago. Ibig sabihin, makikita
Wala.
mo kung
Wala,
yan ay
Your
semento, bigas.
Yes, Your Honor.
So iba talaga yung nasa loob ng container.
Yes, Your Honor.
So ngayon, containerized ang shipments dumadating dyan.
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you now with the Manila port or still in Iloilo?
I'm now the executive officer of the Customs Narcotics Office.
Okay, sige. Please
For my
continue.
last,
Mr. Chair,
yes, okay, so,
Mr. Chair,
Congressman Abante.
alam ko na marami rin ka rin alam. So, are you willing to talk to us in an executive session to tell us everything that you know?
I will try my best to answer all your questions, Your Honor.
Thank you. Please proceed.
Yeah,
Last
Mr.
for your
Chair,
last question.
For my last question, I believe Mr. Guban, maski hindi ito ata kinwento or sinabi ni Mark as a form of responses sa aming mga membro ng committee, alam mo na may kalakaran na ginoto. Tama po ba? Yung Davao Group, alam mo.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, even without his testimony or without his answers, you already know that there is a group called Davao Group operating within customs.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, sige. So, Mr. Chair, for my last, and maybe Mark Taguba, do you still stand your position that you have no idea whatsoever na itong shipment na inarrange niyo ni Mr. Kenneth Ong na galing kay Hong something yung tapos kumuha ka lang ng local consignee ay may lamang droga. Do you still stand with that?
Wala po
position?
kaming alam.
Wala
sa-
kang kaalam-alam. Okay.
Wala po talaga. Sige.
Mr. Chair, for my final manifestation, Mr. Chair, I would like to manifest, I guess, that the testimony of Mr. Taguba is in fact corroborated by Mr. Guban. No, kasi alam niya maski hindi niya na in fact, before we invited Mark Taguba, Jimmy Guban already relayed to us portion of that kind of arrangement and what you call this, yung ganong klaseng pagpapalakad. And then he also mentioned about certain names which appears to be names mentioned by Mr. Taguba. And yet they don't know each other. They know maybe sometimes nakikita sila but they are not type of persons na friends or nagkaroon ng negosyo. So, Mr. Speaker, the fact that they not that close and they haven't done any business together, as a tracker who's doing business in customs, as a former head of the intelligence division in the customs, makes, Mr. Chair, to my knowledge, at my understanding, it makes their testimony more believable. Because there's no reason for one of them to lie for the benefit of the other. Hindi naman magbe-benefit, Mr. Chair, si Mr. Guban kung mag-corroborate. So I think, Mr. Chair, it's parang yung sinasabi po nila sa English na cut from the same cloth kung titingnan natin yung storya nila. So it makes it believable, Mr. Chair, because there's no point for either Jimmy Guban or Mark Taguba to lie to benefit either of the two, Mr. Chair. So, Mr. Chair, para sa akin po, we need to, apart from looking at the real scenario, who are the culpable persons involved in this kind of transaction, particularly the case of Mr. Guban and Mr. Taguba. I think I'm confident, Mr. Chair, I'm just saying this, that under the current leadership of our commissioner right now, and with all of this information coming out, this committee, Mr. Chair, this committee can help out, and I believe the current leadership of the customs is really committed to really reform the Bureau of Customs and really strengthen our borders from protecting our streets from the entry of contrabands. And we do have confidence in the Bureau of Customs currently, and we do not want to help you out. Okay, so yun po, that's my last manifestation. Maraming salamat po, Mr. Chair. Maraming salamat, Mark. Maraming salamat, Jimmy.
Okay, thank you, Congressman Adyong. The next to interpellate is Congressman Paulo Ortega. You have 10 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'll make it a little short because most of the questions have already been asked to Sir Taguba. Itong tanong po na to, pwede pong sagutin ni Sir Mark at ni Sir Jimmy kahit magkasunod po. Masasabi niyo po ba na nung time na yon yung Davao Group ang pinakamainit na grupo? Kumbaga sila yung pinakamagandang grupo na maging part ng negosyo o maging katrabaho nung time na yon?
Yes po, Your Honor.
Yes. Ikaw, Sir Jimmy, ano masasabi mo dun sa time?
Yes po, Your Honor.
Kumbaga, it is the hottest item in the menu, parang ganun, no?
Yes, Your Honor. From the start, after the outtaking from Malacanang, ganun po ang
Hanggang
customs
matapos.
nakainit. Opo.
Maraming salamat. Balikan ko lang, no, Mark, kasi na-mention mo na kanina from the questions posted by our honorable colleagues, our members. Itong Davao Group na to na kasama po si Tita Nani, Jojo Bacod, Congressman Pulong Duterte, and different actors, Masasabi mo ito yung composition ng Davao Group, Mark?
Yes po, Your Honor.
Sino masasabi mo na head o leader ng Davao Group na to?
Well, tingin ko po si Paulo Duterte po.
Yan po ba ay common knowledge po sa inyong pinagtatrabahuan dati?
Yes po, Your Honor.
Normal na napag-uusapan, parang it's passed around, hindi po walang alanganin, wala pong masasabi na hindi kayo sigurado.
Yes po, Your Honor.
With that, Mr. Chair, I will end my short interpellation, but I'll add a brief manifestation kasi na-shock po ako dun sa sinabi ni Mr. Jimmy Guban, and I'd like to ask him kung pwede niya pong ulitin. Since, sabi niya po kasi, since time immemorial, nangyayari na po lahat ng mga to, not only with our problems with drugs, pero po nasabi niya po yung tungkol sa ating sa bigas or sa agricultural products. Tama po ba, Sir Jimmy?
Yes po, Your Honor.
So, Mr. Chair, siguro yung knowledge po na nalalaman ni Sir Jimmy tungkol po dito, not only with drugs, but not only with what we're tackling now, pati po dun sa bigas, will be a vital source of information po, lalo po sa ating Quintacom, Mr. Chair. So I would like to manifest na we should consider na adding as a resource person sa Quintacom si Mr. Jimmy Guban. Again, thank you, Mr. Chair, for the time.
Okay, thank you, Congressman Ortega, for that short
Mr. Chair.
interpretation. Yes, Congressman Abante.
If I can just advise Mark Taguba, no? You want to be a legitimate businessman, correct?
Yes po, Your Honor.
Huwag ka na mag-ano ng mga illegal pang kontrabando para hindi mo na kontakin pa yung Davao Group, di ba?
Yes po, Your Honor.
Inisip mo yung sarili mo. Yun ang unang-unang dapat mong gawin. Oh.
Yes po, Your Honor.
At then, I would like to ask Mr. Chair if we can ask Mr. Taguba to submit to us his personal ledger. Doon nakalista yung mga pinagbigyan mo ng pera at kung sino-sino.
Yes po, Your Honor.
Meron ka bang notebook o listahan?
Hahanapin ko pa po yun. Matagal na po kasi 7 taon na nakakalipas.
Sige. Para pagka ito'y nakita mo, submit mo dito sa committee.
Yes po, Your Honor.
Okay, so before the next interpellator,
Mr. Chair.
if I may, I'll just ask a few questions kay Jimmy Guban. Jimmy, yung bang Henry Tan na nabanggit mo kanina, isa siya sa kagaya ni Mark Taguba na player sa customs. When I say player sa customs, siya ang nagpa-facilitate ng mga importation.
Financier, Your Honor.
Financier.
Binibigay. Katulad po yun kay Mark. Si Mark, merong Chinese na kausap, binibigay sa kanya. So si Mr. Henry Tan, isa rin ganun.
So, halimbawa, kagaya nung nabanggit kanina ni Mark, yung bang si Hong Fei ay kakilala mo?
Hindi po, Your Honor.
So, paano siya naging kliyente mo?
Si Kenneth Dong po kasi ang kliyente ko eh. So,
Sige. So, bali, ang middleman ay si Kenneth Dong. And then, etong si Henry Tan ay ganun din ang kanyang partisipasyon.
Opo, Your Honor.
Parang sila yung naghahanap na mag-i-import dahil meron silang kakilala sa loob ng customs para maipalabas yung mga importation na ito.
Yes, Your Honor. Marami silang consignees, the same with Mark.
Okay.
Merong 3, 5. Din yung mga shipper from the port of origin, sila ang nagmamanage nun. So, in fact, kung i-share ko kay Mark, yung shipper dapat nun ay makuha nila para pag galing doon sa port of loading, port of origin, malalaman kung sino yung mga incorporator din nun.
Okay.
Then malalaman po natin kung sino ang nag-load.
Pero posible rin, no? Posible rin na yung mga incorporator fictitious. Hindi totoo.
Yes, Your Honor. Ganun po ang ginagawa. Most common po ang Chinese businessman. Kaya ayaw nila dito magkaroon ng sariling consignee. Kasi karamihan doon may violation eh. Dahil karamihan po noon, in-French product po pagkagaling China. In fact, karamihan po ng importation ay bawal. I think, if I'm not mistaken, nang umatin ako ng seminar, around the world, that is 80%. Pagkagaling sa China, dapat niya nasa red lahat. to include agricultural products.
So dapat, is that a customs policy? Yan ba ay policy, Attorney Buko? Na lahat ng importation na galing ng China ay dapat nasa red lane?
Not necessarily, Your Honor.
So ano yung mga maaaring hindi mapasok sa red lane na galing China na importation?
I'm not certain, Your Honor.
So how would you now classify any importation coming from China na maipasok sa red lane? So si Attorney Buko muna, anong 'di ba kasi merong classification, 'di ba? So normally kapag ang importation, ang goods ay galing ng China, ay red lane kaagad 'yan. Tama? Ngayon, unless accredited at merong magandang track record yung nag-i-import, yun lang siguro ang pwede maging green lane. Tama?
Green or yellow, Your Honor.
Green or yellow, no? Pag yellow, may inspection. Pag green, walang inspection. Tama? So, tama ba yun, Jimmy?
Your Honor, medyo okay po, tama po yun. Yung intelligence group po ng Bureau of Customs, under po niya yung Risk Management Office. Where yung selectivity ay under din po noon, yun yung 5. May super green lane pa nga po eh. Then green, then yellow, then red. 5 po
Super
yun.
green lane?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is that part of the classification under the policy of the Bureau of Customs?
Yes, Your Honor. There is such a super green lane for...
Super green, green, yellow, and then red. Okay, sige. Thank you. Tapos,
Yes, Your Honor.
Jimmy.
Ang nagka-classify po niyan under the Risk Management Office. So may HIPI po yun under ngayon ng, if I'm not mistaken, under po yan ng Deputy Commissioner for Intelligence.
So,
This is where intelligence, kung gaano po ka-importante. Kaya nga ako, yung source ko po ng intelligence is not from the Philippines. It is always my source from abroad.
so ibig
Dahil
mong
patahin, ay sorry po.
So, ibig mong sabihin na yung intelligence data, ayan ang basihan para kung ilalagay sa red, yellow, green, o super green.
Yes po, Your Honor.
Sige, malinaw na kasi hindi familiar sa amin sa akin, no, personally, yung color coding na yan.
That is why, Your Honor, there is profiling. There was profiling ever since eh. Nailagay na yan dyan.
So, all shipments na dumarating sa
Yes, Your
atin, may
Honor.
profiling kayo?
Yes, Your Honor. Supposed to be gagawin kung hindi po nabubulag yung manager na
So,
nandoon.
kahit na ito ay isang importation ng isang legitimate company rito, may profiling
Yes,
pa rin
Your
kayo.
Honor, complete po. Kaya nga po nadidetermine according to the World Customs Organization. Kaya po, pag mga international companies, nandoon po yung super green lane according to the World Customs Organization. Kasi yan po ay proven na talagang malinis, malinaw ang mga kargamento.
Okay,
So
sige.
nagkakaroon po ng green, ng yellow, ng red, dahil po yun dahil sa profiling. Nalalaman po natin yung sa mga partner natin abroad na itong kargamento na to, nag-iipit. So lalo na po pag China. Nag-schooling po ako ng ilan, pero palagi ang target ang China eh. Kasi nga nandoon karamihan, 80% halos ang produkto doon ay gaya-gaya. So yun po ang
Yung
inano
fake,
kayo ng
fake.
IPO.
Ang ibig
Your
sabihin,
Honor.
gaya-gaya, fake.
Fake, Your Honor.
Okay.
So kaya po kalamitan dyan talaga, karamihan dyan ay nandoon sa red, yellow. Palaging may examination yan, may x-ray. Then pagdating po doon sa valuation, inaayos din po yun kasi marami po doon, ang karamihan talaga ay mali ang deklarasyon.
Di ba, bago naman paratingin dito, doon sa port of origin, may mga dokumentong ina-advance papunta rito, correct? Attorney Buko.
Yes, Your Honor.
And what do you call this document?
Your Honor, those are the shipping documents such as the inward foreign manifest, the bill of lading, the
Okay.
invoice.
And in that bill of lading and forward manifest, nandyan naka-identify kung ano yung mga yan.
Yes, Your Honor. The importer, the description of the goods, the quantity, the weight, etc.
Even the value of the goods.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Now kay Mark Taguba. Mark, yung pinacilitate mo yung container na yan na naglalaman ng magnetic lifter, tama? Magnetic lifter. Ano ba yung nasa laman ng container na pinacilitate mo?
Cylinder po.
Yung cylinders, no, na naglalaman ng shabu. Wala. Anong declaration? Anong nasa bill of lading?
Ayun nga po, ang nakalagay lang po doon, hindi ako nagkakamali. Footwear, cutting board. Wala pong nakalagay
So,
na metal
ikaw
cylinder.
bilang tracker and customs facilitator, hindi mo na sinisiguro. Pagka nakalagay dun sa dokumento, ito ay footwear, general merchandise, okay na sa iyo yun.
Opo.
So, hindi mo alam na kung ang totoo palang laman nun, Maaring baril, maaring drugs.
Pwede ko pong idagdag sana.
Hmm.
Kaya rin naman isa sa mga nanigurado din ako na walang laman na kung ano pa man yun. Kasi po ay may AFTA po yun eh. ASEAN-China Free Trade Agreement. So yun po ay may...
AFTA. Is that a certification?
Opo, galing
Okay.
China. So yan po, pinatunayan po sa korte ng examiner na totoo po yun.
So, ay, yung ibig sabihin, kung titingnan nating mabuti, dahil may AFTA certification yan, sa mata ng China, ang kanilang pinarating dito ay illegal.
Yes po. Kasi po,
So may kasapakat sila doon. Meron silang kasabwat doon.
Yun, wala po akong personal knowledge doon.
Kasi hindi naman maaaring ilagay nila sa bill of lading na may shabu dyan.
Tama po kayo.
At hindi naman nila isi-certify.
Pero tama po kayo doon. Pero sa side po namin, dahil tinatakan po yun ng Quarantine Bureau, pag Quarantine Bureau po, physical inspection po yan. So sa aming side, walang problema. Okay lang yung... Yun lang naman yung ano namin eh.
So
yung basihan namin.
nung nakita mong may certification ng AFTA,
Yun yung
nagtiwala ka na walang droga yan.
Yun po kasi yung pinaka-protection din namin eh. Na
Okay.
para hindi masangkot sa mga ganyan.
So ibig sabihin, may kasabwat sila ron.
Maaari po.
Hindi ba? Kasi hindi naman magse-certify yung China na ito ay AFTA kung talagang ininspeksyon nila ang laman ng kinaga sa loob ng container.
Your Honor, tunay kaya yung AFTA?
So malaking question din yan. Pag-usapan din natin yan sa susunod. But I just wanted to validate yung naririnig namin na info na paano naman kayo na mga kagaya mo, customs facilitator, nagnenegosyo sa loob ng customs, anong protection nyo? Kaya nga, gaya ng sinabi mo, yung AFTA certification, yun ang nagpapatunay na walang kontrabando. Supposed to be.
Yes po, Your Honor. Bukod pa doon yung mga dokumento na bill of lading, mga SAD, lahat po yan meron pong nakalagay na certified true and correct.
So, ibig sabihin, hindi lang ikaw ang maaring naloko nitong mga importer na ito.
Yes po, Your Honor.
On top of your head, sino sa tingin mo ang mga maaring nagpasok ng mga kontrabando? Yung sa tingin mo lang, na mga nandyan sa ganyang klaseng negosyo.
Alam niyo
Not
po,
necessarily drugs, ha? Maaring nagpapalusot ng ibang goods. Ganun.
alam niyo po, Your Honor, wala po tayong kasiguruduhan na kasi po yung drugs kahit saan naman pwede ilagay. Kahit dito sa microphone na to pwede na lang ilagay. So, para sa akin, mas importante yung protection ng mga nagpapacilitate. Kasi nakabase lang sila doon sa dokumento eh.
Yan.
So lahat ba ng itong mga gamit na to sisirain para malaman kung may drugs? Unfair naman. Para sa akin kung talagang seryoso para sa illegal na droga.
Pero sa iyong practice, hindi ka ba nagtaka na nung nagbigay ka ng 5 million, bumilis na yung... Ganun ba talaga kalakaran? Kailangan meron kang enrollment para hindi na ma-red lane yung iyong mga pinapacilitate na mga kargamento?
Sabi po ni Jimmy, ano pa yan noon pa. Pero sa akin po kasi, yung sa aking experience, nung una pa lang ako, nagsisimula pa lang naman ako, onti pa lang yung container ko eh. So,
Konti ba yung 100 sa isang linggo?
Yung ano na po yun, nung naka-enroll na po ako, unti-unti po siyang tumaas. Pero titignan nyo po, mga 14...
Teka, anong ko lang, bago ko makalimutan. Nung naka-enroll ka na, kamo tumaas.
Yes po yun.
Bakit tumaas? Bakit tumaas? May nagtiwala sa'yo ng importer.
Yes po. Kasi tracker ako eh. Yung lamang ko rin eh. So...
And kilala mo lahat niya mga importer na yan?
Opo, nagbibigay ako ng... pagka nagdi-discarga dun sa mga warehouse, bibigay ako ng ng calling card ko. Tapos nakalagay din yung all-in. So...
Anong all-in? Ano ibig sabihin ng all-in?
Yan po yung 170,000.
Ibig sabihin, pag may calling card ka na may nakalagay all-in, ibig sabihin enrolled ka.
Yung sa mga kliyente ko, pag nakita nila yon, mura lang yung parating mo.
Kasi nga, kamon, simula nung na-enroll ka, dumami yung
Opo.
iyong kliyente.
Opo.
Sino nagbigay sa'yo ng mga kliyente?
Ako po ang Ako po nag-ano ng mga kliyente ko, Your Honor. Ako po naghanap.
Ikaw naghanap.
Opo, kasi
Walang
nandun-
nagbigay
kasi-
sa'yo.
Opo, ako kasi nandoon sa larangan yun yung trabaho ko po eh.
At
Nasa tracker.
malakas ang loob mo maghanap ng kliyente kasi enrolled ka na.
Yes po, Your Honor.
Okay, sige. Salamat. Congresswoman Luistro.
Question for Mark Taguba. Bakit enrolled ka na sa Davao, naharang pa yung container na fina-facilitate mo for release?
Ayun po, Your Honor. Sabi ko rin po minsan, ano lang din nila yan para magbigay ka sa kanila, additional na payment. Pag nag-alert naman sila, hindi marami. Unti-unti lang. Pero syempre, kahit isang container lang ang ma-alert dyan, malaking halaga po yun yung laman ng container. So, kaaregluhin mo talaga siya. So, sa aking side, patingin ko po, para siyang additional income. Parang siguro may sila ngayong araw, kailangan nila ng pera. So mga haras sila ng tao. Pupunta ka sa nila, mag-aareglo ka.
Mark, I am talking about the container which had this metal cylinder with illegal drugs. Was it a coincidence na siya yung na-check? Or is there other reason behind kung bakit sa kabila ng enrollment mo sa Davao Group, naharang itong shipment na to?
Hindi po siya naharang sabi ko nga po, green lane po siya.
Green lane.
Opo. So, dire-diretso po siya. Wala po siyang x-ray, wala po siyang physical examination. At talagang wala kaming alam na kung may to. Sa katunayan nga, ang tagal nga na-release May 15 pa dumating yung container, sinabi ko na yun noon. At May 24 pa siya na-deliver.
So, how was the shabu contained in the metal cylinder discovered?
Ayun po, nagkaroon ng raid sa May 26 sa Valenzuela. At yun, binuksan nila yung cylinder doon. Doon nila nalaman na may shabu yung cylinder.
The discovery happened after the release,
Yes po.
when the same is already in the warehouse.
Yes po, Your Honor.
Kanina sabi mo, wala sa packing list yung metal cylinder. Tama ba?
Yes po, Your Honor.
Anong naging basis ng implication mo dito sa metal cylinder when the same is not written among the items in the packing list?
Ayun po, ang tanging ebidensya lang po nila is yung logbook ng Hongfei na di umano, nung nagdiskarga dun sa container na yun, merong 5 cylinder na diniskarga dun sa container na yun.
And who prepared that logbook?
Yung Hongfei din po.
Would you know who is that employee or representative of Hongfei? Kasi pwede ko namang basta isulat lang yan
Yun nga po.
na may kasama siyang metal cylinder when in fact wala.
Yun po. Yun po, kasama po yun sa aming depensa na bakit yun ang pinagbasehan nila, yung pwede mong isulat na lang kahit sino. Samantalang sa amin, meron kami mga dokumento na in-examine yan sa China. At hindi naman po yan ninakaw Dumaan yan sa Bureau of Customs
So, was the person who unloaded the cargo from the container while in the warehouse already, was he presented in the court?
Yung nag-unload po, hindi po. Hindi po
So,
siya
it was only
yung prepare lang po nung yung unhigh packing list na sinasabi nila. Na yun
Wait, sabi mo kanina the packing list which goes with the bill of lading does
Hindi
not
po yun.
include.
Hindi po siya kasama doon. Kaya nga nagulat kami. Bakit may iba pang packing list?
In other words, dalawa yung packing list ngayon.
Yes po, Your Honor.
Packing list that goes with the bill of lading nung dumating yung shipment.
Yung packing list na pinresent niya doon sa court, kailanman hindi ko pa nakita yun. At hindi rin yun dumaan sa Bureau of Customs. Kaya ikino-contest namin yun Saan ang galing yung packing list na yun?
Were you not able to keep your own copy of this customs documents, importation documents, para sana na-prove mo that the packing list that they are offering to the court is different from the real and actual packing list?
Yun nga po, Your Honor, hindi kami pinakinggan dyan.
But were you able to keep for yourself
Opo,
copy of the importation documents?
Opo, pinresent po namin yan.
Yun bang documents mo, do they bear the stamp of the BOC that they were processed already?
Yes po, Your Honor. Mismong BOC.
Tapos yung packing list nila, mayroon ding tatak ng BOC.
Wala po. Ano nga lang po siya gawa-gawa lang eh. So, yun nga, kahit sino pwedeng gawin yun. So, bakit yun yung sinuportahan ng korte, no?
Mr. Chair, we are talking about here about two packing lists. One with the stamp of the Bureau of Customs and the other without the stamp of the Bureau of Customs. I just want to manifest how come if the one with the stamp was likewise presented in court, present nyo ba?
Yes po. After po yung pinresent namin, tsaka lahat po ng dokumento na dumaan po sa BOC.
I just want to state for the record, Mr. Chair, why between these two documents, the one with the stamp of the BOC and the one without the stamp, the one which was appreciated in hearing the case, is this one which does not bear the stamp of the BOC? That is a manifestation, Mr. Chair. And kanina po, sabi ni Mr. Guban, thank you Mr. Taguba, since time immemorial, aba nakakaalarma po yan. Napakarami po ng estudyante ng Customs Administration. And even myself, I was able to teach a lot of Bachelor of Science in Customs Administration students. It is quite alarming na ang dadatnan nilang sistema sa BOC has been installed since time immemorial. Talo pa, Mr. Chair, ang principle of law since time immemorial. So, in this light, Mr. Chair, I wish to share to the committee, I hope this is the one of the actual forms which are being used as bill of lading. Secretariat, please. Mr. Guban, based on your experience as an employer official of BOC for a long period of time, please walk us through. Paano po ba ginagamit itong form na ito? And I wish to give emphasis also to his statement earlier. Dapat dun sa loading pa lang, kilala na natin kung sino yung shipper. And if the shipper, I do not understand why he should be different from the owner of the shipment or the exporter. If they are two different persons, I wish that the names of both should be reflected. That is for us to be able to determine the parties accountable for the contents of the container. Not only that, Mr. Chair, pagdating dito sa Pilipinas, kung ang consignee is different from the owner, the identity of both must be disclosed as well. And we have to emphasize also that this bill of lading, if I am not mistaken, is under oath. Bawal magsinungaling. I remember, Mr. Chair, during our hearing in the Dangerous Drugs Committee about the illegal drugs which was apprehended at Empire 999 in Mexico, Pampanga. Ito pong form na ito ay napakaraming iniwan na blanko. Reason kung bakit hindi natin matrace kung sino ang party accountable. So, I wish to bring this as well to the attention of the BOC. Aanin po ba natin yung mga cells na yan? Yung mga blankong yan, kung hindi po natin uobligahin ang mga parties concerned to fill in the necessary and accurate information. Bakit po kailangan nating mag-process, tumanggap ng bill of lading na bungi-bungi. So that in case of illegal kargamento or contraband, hindi maintindihan kung sinong hahabulin. And the worst scenario is, the people in between, naghanap buhay lang, natuwa dun sa kita nila. Like the consignee for hire, like the custom broker, both are totally unaware of the contents of the container. Sila ang nakukulong. So, Mr. Chair, may we request Jimmy Guban, ano po ba dapat sinusulat dito sa Bill of Lading na ito? Please walk us through as to the actual practice at the BOC. Pasensya na po sa taga-BOC, parang mas marami pong alam si Jimmy Guban kaysa sa ating mga resource persons from BOC.
Your Honor,
Mr.
dapat po
Chair.
yung, thank you po, Your Honor. Dapat po yung bill of lading, advance po na dumadating yan sa port, sa Bureau of Customs, lalo na po sa Office of the Commissioner, then sa Office ng District Collector, din pababa po. So doon po malalalaman na natin kung ano ang mga kargamento base doon sa sinulat nila. Yes, ba?
Mr. Guban, let's start with the parties. Sino po yung mga parties concerned whose names must appear in the Bill of Lading?
Your Honor, mas maganda po kung umpisahan ko siguro sa consignee. Kasi pag
Consignee.
bill of lading, from galing lang yun abroad eh. So yung consignee, yung accreditation ng customs, pasensya na kapanyero. Ang consignee kasi wala isang warehouse. Yun yung importer natin dito sa Pilipinas. So yung consignee, inaaprobahan nung na-assign pa ako noon.
Mr. Guban, are you trying to say that the consignee and the importer is one and the same person?
Meron yan ma'am na isa lang, merong iba. Kaya nga po may shipper, may bill of lading. Galing po yun doon sa shipper. So pagdating dito sa Pilipinas po, kung bill of lading na, may kasama na po yun na advance foreign manifest from the shipping line. So yung port of loading, nakalagay na po yun doon sa lahat. Ibig sabihin, from the port of loading, nakadeklara po yun doon sa packing list kung ano yung laman po ng container. So yung container po doon from the port of loading, iba-iba po nun ang may-ari. Kaya po mayroong tinatawag kaming consolidator abroad. Sa isang de 20 or de 40, there are instances na mayroon pong 3 o 5 ang may-ari.
Okay, let me interrupt. How do we determine who are the owners of the different packages contained in one container facilitated by one consolidator?
Na, Your Honor, to tell you frankly, wala na po. Isa na lang ang may-ari noon, yung shipper na lang.
Shipper na lang.
Opo, yung nagpadala dito. Yung tunay na may-ari noon, sila na nag-uusap from the port of origin hanggang dito sa Pilipinas.
In other words, the real owners of this shipment talks to the shipper.
To the shipper, Your Honor.
They pay the shipper also
That's correct, Your Honor.
for allowing their shipment to be contained in the container.
Opo, Your Honor.
And we have no document to show kung sino ang may-ari, actual owner ng mga shipment na ito, except for the shipper.
Except for the shipper, Your Honor, then even the company, if that is authentic or original na galing doon sa port of loading. Dito sa atin, ang dokumento marami sa recto eh. So, yun po, Your Honor, dapat chine-check para yung bill of lading masabi natin di na tama. So, para pagdating doon sa, ibinangga nyo po yun sa consignee, yung importer na. Pagdating po dito, yung consignee kasi, yun yung lumalabas na importer, sila ngayon ang magdideklara, yung license broker. So sila ang magdideklara kung ano po yung mga in-import nila base doon sa shipper papunta ng Pilipinas. So kung ano po ang binigay na pinadala dito sa bill of lading, packing list, yun din ang ilalodge na entry nung consignee dito po sa Pilipinas, sa customs. Ang problema po natin, kaya hindi na po natin ma-check dahil yung consignee, minsan ang daming budiga na pinagdadalhan nila iba-iba. Hindi na po natin na monitor pagbaba ng kargamento kung tama yung dineklara nila from the port of origin. Ang sabi nila sa port of origin, 5. Tsinelas, shoes, t-shirts, kung ano pa. Pagdating po dito sa Pilipinas, hindi na nakikita ng mga consignee, yung nagtatrabaho na katulad kay Mark. Kasi dinadala na po yan nila sa kanilang budiga. So ang customs po, nawawala na yung monitoring kung ano na po ang laman ng container. So that is how the law enforcement in the Bureau of Customs work.
Is it correct to say, Mr. Guban, na ang ginagawa ng consignee at importer dito sa Pilipinas, they simply rely on the packing list that was prepared by the shipper?
Yes, Your Honor.
And if you are the shipper, will you include among the packing list those which are illegal?
No, Your Honor.
Definitely not.
Not Your Honor.
In other words, dapat may actual inspection,
From the port of origin, Your Honor. That's correct.
both from the port of origin and at the port of unloading.
Yes, Your Honor. Apo.
Tama po ba?
Yes, Your Honor.
Please continue, Mr. Guban.
So, pagdating po dito ng consignee, iba-ibang may-ari, yung container minsan sa kalsada lang po yan. Pag walang warehouse na designated yung consignee, minsan sa kalsada lang binababaan na nila yung kargamento. Hiwa-hiwalay. Ilalagay na sa mga close van. Pag may illegal, close van ka agad yan, takbo na sa kanila para pambinta. So, we cannot, Your Honor, prevent the cargos, legal man or illegal, kung paano talaga natin maitatama, pati sa duties and taxes. Pati na rin po sa BIR, pagdating sa BIR. Dahil pagdating sa deklarasyon na nila, iba na. So,
Because there is really no actual inspection.
Your Honor, hindi naman po, kahit na wala na pong actual inspection sa x-ray makikita, kundi pagdating po doon sa labas. Kasi pagdating na po sa labas na wala na sa customs area, customs zone, nasa kanila na po for delivery na, where the customs importation will finish. So doon na po yung sa kanila na. Yung mga nandoon pala ay mamahaling laptop, mamahaling mga taxable goods. Hindi na po namin yun nakikita, hindi na po nakikita ng customs yun, kasi nandun na yun, sarado na ang budiga nila. So lalo na po pag ito nandun sa mga industrial estate. So rami po ang palusot na nangyayari from the port of origin, port of loading, hanggang doon po sa delivery po dito sa atin sa Pilipinas.
Attorney, I have few questions. Based on the testimony of Mr. Taguba, flat rate 170,000 per container, regardless of the contents of the container, because there is no actual inspection anymore that is happening. Would you agree with me, malaki ang pera na nawawala sa gobyerno?
Yes, Your Honor, I agree.
Yes. Since you assumed your office as Chief of Prosecution Division of BOC, ilan na po ba ang na-file niyong kaso ng smuggling?
Your Honor, based on our data, there are 508 cases from 2018 to 2024, Your Honor,
Where do you file those cases?
before the Department of Justice, Your Honor.
DOJ.
Yes, Your Honor.
Ilan naman po ang nakaabot sa court?
Your Honor, I can provide the data, but filed in court, 55 for filing in court, 40.
Come again, attorney.
Your Honor, for those filed in court, 55.
55?
55. For filing in court is 40. 40.
40 for those filed in court.
No, Your Honor, 55 for those
55.
filed in court.
Ano yung 40?
40 for filing, Your Honor. It's
For filing
for
pa lang.
filing, yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So, ganito ha, attorney, sabi mo, there are 508 cases you were able to file with the DOJ. 55 of those are already in court and 40 of those are still for filing with the court. Tama po ba?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you think, attorney, this statistics is commensurate doon sa sinasabi ni Mr. Guban since time immemorial?
Well, Your Honor, based on the numbers alone, it's low, Your Honor. But however, there are several
Or
factors.
let me rephrase my question. It's quite unfair for you. Yung 5 years mo na nasa BOC ka, chief ka ng prosecution division, he's saying widespread, lahat, since time immemorial, bago pa yata tayo naging abogado, yan ang sistema sa BOC. Do you think that these numbers are commensurate to the way that they are describing the TARA system, which even encouraged smuggling activities in BOC? Is it commensurate?
Well, Your Honor, based on numbers alone, Your Honor, it may not be commensurate.
It is not commensurate.
But Your Honor,
What do you think is lacking in your system? Attorney, I hope you realize napakabigat ng burden na nakaatang sa'yo.
yes, Your Honor, I do realize that, Your Honor.
Yes.
Your Honor, there are several factors, Your Honor.
All right, please enlighten us.
Your Honor, one is there's a 2024 rules on preliminary investigations and inquest proceedings, Your Honor, which changed the the quantum of evidence, Your Honor.
Why? Is it not probable cause pa rin ang
Your
pinag-uusapan
Honor.
natin?
No, Your Honor.
What?
Prima facie evidence, Your
Prima
Honor.
facie evidence.
Yes, Your Honor.
And then?
And then another factor, Your Honor, are availability of original or certified documents, Your Honor. So if we don't have the original or certified copies, Your Honor, the DOJ might not have a resolution recommending the filing of an information against this importers.
You mean to say you are losing these cases at the level of the Department of Justice?
Some, Your Honor,